Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sakna Vavadu, Sakna Punat, Sakaviryam Karabhavahe, Tejasvina Vadidamustama Vishwahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we have come to the session 9. So we have so far clarified that our goal is to have fulfillment in life, which you call it mukti or moksha. And to do that, we need to have the Vedanta Darshana. And in the last 8 classes, in a very higher level, it's a very outline, we talked about Nastika schools and the Astika schools. It is very difficult to justify in a short time the merit of those schools, but we picked up what is needed for it. So just have a very quick recap, and then we will try to finish it today, the other schools, and then we enter proper into the Vedanta study. So the Nyaya Vaisheshika schools, they are come together because the Vaisheshika took on the Nyaya school. The Nyaya school is based on reasoning, logic, Tarkasastra. And the Vaisheshika built on it to bring in the atomism, the metaphysical part, the physical part. It actually started explaining the universe in terms of atoms and paramanus and anus. It's very, very exactful reading it is. So when them combined together, they explain the whole universe. And you remember that we discussed when you say the everything, we talk about the 3 blocks, the Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. The level of importance to Ishvara changed according to different schools. Like Sankhya didn't have much importance to Ishvara in the first phase. Yoga had added Ishvara into that. But everybody, every school of thought focused on Jiva and Jagat. So when we say the word universe, we mean all the 3 blocks. Then we looked at the Sankhya Darshana, which is by Sage Kapila. Sankhya took quite a lot of reasoning from the Nyaya Vaisheshikas, but they have gone one step ahead. They basically enumerated a different creation strategy, creation theory. They basically look at in duality. See, in Vedanta, we talk about Advaitam, Dvaitam and all this. The duality here means 2 things, both are independent in existence. It's not just number 2. It's 2 independent existence is called duality. So Sankhya Dharma talked about the duality, which means realism and pluralism. It didn't have the need for the Ishvara, but subsequently, I think there is called a Saheshwara Sankhya, where this Purusha Prakriti part of it, which is the dual part of it, has the underlying substratum called Ishvara. So yoga built on it, and Yoga Darshana from Patanjali in a very many decades back. How actually to realize this? You see, remember all the time, Vedanta is not just a knowledge to intellectually scrutinize and comprehend and pass it away. It is life science. You must be able to appreciate, accept, assimilate, and see some results out of it. So Yoga Shastras, we will look at some of those things, actually took the Sankhya philosophy and take a step forward and say, look, how am I going to really achieve this one? Then we stopped in a very brief introduction to Purva Mimamsa, the 5th of the Shaddarshana school. So Mimamsa means inquiry, a very reverential inquiry, Puja Vichara. This is a very special school that we should look at it because they are the torch bearers of Veda. So this is by Jaimini. Jaimini is the disciple of Veda Vyasa himself. So he took the focus on Veda Purva. Of course, there's Vedanta Darshana. Let's just look at very quickly on the Purva Mimamsa school. The Purva, as I told you before, it refers to the Karma Kanda part of the Vedas. So Dharma is the most predominant aim there. So according to Jaimini, Dharma is again like Brahman, cannot be seen. There is no pramana to show Dharma. How can you see Dharma? It is the social upholding, this is the attitude, this is the discipline, this is the righteousness. So you can't really conceive it in your perception, in your anumana. Therefore, you need to have a Shabda Pramana as the source of knowledge. The second important part is about karma. So karma is the action is the main important part. And because the Vedas are for the whole universe, and not all the majority part of the humanity is going to evolve from day one. Therefore, for the welfare of the humanity, since everything is attained by action, the Karma Kanta, the Veda Purva, has got lots of karma. Therefore, somebody has to interpret that and give the knowledge to the people. So Jaimini was initiated by his guru, the Bodhana, the Veda Vyasa. So he wrote the Jaimini Sutra. It's called Jaimini Dharma Sutra, it's called Mimamsa Sutra or Jaimini Dharma Sutra. He starts that with Adhado Dharma Jignasa. Jignasa means one who is yearning to know. So therefore he has written that in Vedanta, in the literature in Sanskrit, is something called a sutra. Sutra is something which compacts everything and gives you the essence of it. For the sutras, the scholars write bhashyas. So bhashyas are explanatory note. And if you write a very simplified glossary, it's called vritti. And if you take the bhashya and do a very critical analysis, it's called vartika. So like that it goes on. If you write that explanation in a poetry, it's called a karika. So it's very beautifully structured, padhati in Sanskrit, in Vedanta. So the Dharma Sutra contains very small cryptic sentences, phrases, which explain the Dharma. So Dharma is the most important part for Jaimini. So to the extent it imposes many niyamas, viditis. Vayajniyam Agnihotram Juhude. So Agnihotram is something which everybody should do from the day of Upanayanam, from the day of marriage until the going to the grave. Like that, there are a lot of Vidita karmas which have been imposed by the Dharma Sutra. And it got really complicated in life because not everybody could follow that. All this is made out of this Brahmana part of this Vedas. So subsequent scholars, rishis, like Abhastamba, Ashwalayanas, they wrote sutras and they modified a little bit here and there. The major bhashya for Jaimini's Mimamsa Sutra is by the rishi called Sabra. Sabra Bhashyam is a bhashyam which translates, explains the sutras into various karma niyatis. Most important thing is yajnas. Yajnas are very important. Of course, Bhagavan says also in the Gita, yajnam. We talked about the Panchamaha yajnam. If you remember that as a Grahastha, we need to Panchamaha yajnam. All this is part and parcel of Mimamsa Sutra. The yajnam is taken in a very phenomenal way. The word yajnam is as prominent as dharma. When you appreciate Vedanta, you will see a very different meaning to this. So there are basically three important types of yajna they do. Paka yajna, Havir yajna, and Soma yajna. And each yajna has got 7 different subsections are there. Like, if you take Soma Yagam, you would have heard about it. Soma Yaga is a very important yajnam, which is for purifying the universe. So there are a lot of Agnihotra, Adi Agnihotra, Vaya Beja, so many such varieties in that. Some of the yajnas have got, in a very literal translation, has got animal sacrifices. In the last Swami Yajna and some of those Havi Yajna has got animal sacrifices mentioned there. And this has been interpreted very differently in the Purumimamsic time, so as to say that the atheism started developing it. Pashu is a beautiful word in Vedas. Pashu means jiva, a life form. The most prominent Pashu is the cow itself, because that's one that gives you the life. Pashupati is the lord of the jivas. But when you have interpretation, you take that to a particular animal, then you start doing things. So we'll talk about the yajna in a minute. They're important to understand when you go further into why Vedanta had given a different interpretation to this. But the most important part in the epistemology part of it, how is the cause and effect taken by Purumimamsa? It simply adopted Nyaya Vaisheshika theory. You remember that there are 7 padarthas in this world, but they made some changes to it. For example, the abhava, non-existence, is one of the concept of categories of knowledge. Now, is the cat in the room? You go and check, the cat is not in the room. Therefore, non-existence of cat is in the room, which is something which the logician has put in there. Purumimamsa rejected that. They added sound, because sound is a very important part, because Sabda Pramanam is the, in fact, what the Jaimini has made, he made 5 important points. Words have meaning. Arthavadam is the most important part. Words have the meaning. From the meaning comes Upadesam. The Upadesam is infallible. It comes from the Shabda Pramana. Therefore, you don't need any supplementary pramana to verify it. You see how they circle themselves into. Because Veda Vakyams, Veda Padam itself is Upadesam. Artha Pramanam is most important thing. There is no other pramanam you need to verify that. Therefore, Arthavadis are the Purumimamsis. But they do introduce a new concept to the Nyaya philosophy. It's called Apurva. Apurva means the potency of action, the power of action. Because their belief is that everything in this world forever exists, forever toils, forever performs tasks, and as a result of the task, they gain or lose the status of happiness. So karma is all that is needed. That's the reason why the Purumimamsa, in the peak of their intensity of doing yajna, they don't even see a role for the God. God is a karma bala tatta. God is basically a responsible person to measure who is doing what, give them what they need to be given. He is an accountant, he is performing it. Therefore, if I do something right, God has no role not to give it to me. So Dakshin basically said, therefore, I don't need the Ishvara to come to my yajna, because his job is to make sure that I get what I need. It sounds logical, right? If cause and effect is there, somebody have to deliver what you need for it. But they missed the important potency of it. The effect is what you feel, what you experience. Is it not? Experience is something in the time and the space domain. Therefore, if I have a grace of God, the effect that I need to endure, which is a bad effect because I did something evil, the law of karma tells me I must endure it, experience it. According to Purva Mimamsa, I must get the punishment for it. The punishment is by experiencing this gravity of the pain, but the pain experience is a matter of mind. The mind dwells in the spatial temporal domain. Therefore, if I need to get out of that, but still satisfy the law of karma, I must experience it in a very small space of time, durita kalam. So who could actually give, if Lord Ishvara is giving the karma bala datta, he must have the power to give me at the right time, the right space, so that it does not impact me so much because I am his devotee. You see, you understand what I'm saying? So the prayers have got an important point. Sometimes you may have a durswapnam. The swapnam is really shaken up your emotions. It could be a karma going away. If it comes in reality, you get an accident in a dream and get up, everything is fine, you get relieved. You don't want that accident to happen in the real time. But you still go through the experience because dream is part of your life. You go through the experience of it. Your karma is passed away. So the role of God is very, very important. Purva Mimamsikas at some point of time, they said, you don't need that. Apurva is fine. So therefore, Purva Mimamsa is important point. They bear the torch of it because even today, we hear about in a village in Tamil Nadu, there is Agnihotras people do every day. It really enthralls us, really makes us happy because they bear the torch of this Vedas. But if they do it for ritualistic take as they did before, it just doesn't make any sense. Everything got a meaning. The same Agnihotram, same sloka, same Yajnam will have a very different meaning once you understand Vedanta, the Veda Purva, Vedanta of it. That's why the Vedanta took it's called Vedanta Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara means the upper part, the northern part, the end part of the Vedas. Don't necessarily think that Uttaram end means if you take the Veda as a book in the last few pages. No, it's not like that. It is the Mantra Upanishad, which are in the middle of the Vedas. But it is exalted in a status. It is not touched by karma. It is above that. And what combines this, what is the link between this karma and Vedanta? If you remember the third session we had, it's the upasanas. The bridging part, moving from the karma to Vedanta Shastra is upasanas. So in the Vedanta, we will have the assertion of the Purva Mimamsa. There's a phrase called Purva Paksha. Purva Paksha means the one or the prevailing view. What is the current view? So when Vedanta was doing, Purva Paksha was dominant. They say how the Vedanta holds. I mean, we will talk about it in the next sessions. Everything is analyzed. Your fact is, an axiom is stated. The Purva Paksha's view is put in there. A kandana, a refutation is made. An analysis done. Then a synthesis happens. So everything's logical. So many such concepts in the Purva Mimamsa, in the Yajna, the Purva Mimamsa, are taken step by step and resolved and refined in the Vedanta. So the whole school of thought that we have, so I didn't do justification to this. We didn't go through any detail of it, but we don't need to worry about it because the Vedanta Darshana has taken all the positive part of this aspect from this. You don't have to fight with any school of thought because every school of thought is seeing the big elephant in one perspective of it. So you take everything as a building step. That's why the Vedantis are called Smarta, smart, because they can build on it. There is no quarrel. You get a new concept. If it is fit with my approach to go to this moksha, I'll use it, I'll step on it. But allow me to question it, allow me to ask the reason for it, because it is by logic. So therefore, when we go through this Vedanta Darshana with the proper granthas, where it is needed, we will go back and quote or derive from the school of thought. So therefore, we should pray before we start the Vedanta Darshana, and pray for our mutual learning. This is one of the beautiful part of the Parambara etiquette. See, we did the Sahana Bhavatu in the beginning of it. Saha means both. So let's both of us learn together, both of us be good in our physical aspect of it, mental aspect of it. Even though the Guru teaches, while doing the learning, the Vedamata teaches both the Guru and the Sishya. The Guru becomes just a translator, as a medium to impart, because everything has come from the Vedamata. By telling, by teaching, by stating, the Guru learns. Guru can even learn from the Sishya, because Sishya may ask a question. So this is why the Shishtacharam, the Guru Acharam are so intervened. Even in fact, in Grahasthashramam, the marriage between husband, when happened with a man and a woman, they become the Guru and Sishya. Because in the Brahmacharya, he dragged into the marriage, he goes to Kashi Yatra, you tell him, look, come there, although Dharma Jignasa, you had to learn the Dharma, you need to manage, you need to create lineage, Dharma Putra you need to have. Because how does the Dharma sustain? You, when you married, you create children, children will be able to do that. Dharma Putras have to come. And they do all that thing. Even that, they do this in South India, they do in this, in Nalangu, they do this kind of showing mirror, not showing mirror. The mirror is the Chaitanya. You don't see it, you see it. In both of them are telling each other that, look, we will work together as a Saha and Sahi, and we will become learner. What I'm saying is this Saha, Sakana Bhavatu is very important. We pray for it. But why prayer? So we just take a couple of minutes to contemplate this. Then I want to bring it to a reasonable stop so that we can prepare our mind better to get focused on the Vedanta. So Veda prayers are called prarthanas. Prarthana is very important. Even today, you see the scientific studies show that prayers make your brain look, serene and calm and composed, constituted. They look at the physiological part of it and psychological part of it, not necessarily spiritual part of it. But even in a material aspect of it, in the empirical world, prayer, prarthana, we pray. We may not pray to God, we pray to everybody else. We pray to a boss, please give me a salary rise. Most of us are born beggars, we plead. But why we are not successful in it? Because many times we don't ask, or we don't ask well. Asking is not something which is subordinate to anything. Asking is a very good, very important means of successful growth in life. You must ask. Bible says, ask that shall be given. When you are not asking, it is also an abhimanam, ahankara. See, ahankara is not just being arrogant. Ahankara also having a complex, not asking anything. Because you have an opinion about yourselves. So prayer breaks all those things. You ask for it. But we can say there are three types of prayers, we can say. So we go to, let's assume that we all believers in God or some supreme power. So we go to God and ask for things that we need. Whether it is a help to achieve something positive you want to gain, or something dukkha that you want to get rid of it. Of course, you do all the prayatnam, you go to the doctor, check everything, but you still go and pray to God. It unladens your burden. There are second types of prayers, which is better than this, is that when you make these prayers, we are told to transact in this world. We go to the God and say, please make this happen. I'll come and do Palabhishekam to you. I pour milk on you, or I crack 100 coconuts. We have a deal. But do we fulfill the deal? We have to be honest. In the world, if you give a word, you follow the word. Why should it be different from the dealing with God? So you go back and do the karmas, what you needed to do this thing, to show gratitude. So you are already elevated in your position. You not only rush to the God for asking things, you are also able to go and give back the freedom. So this is what commonly we all pray. Either we pray for ourselves, or a little bit elevated for our family, or to society, or sometimes nishkama. We ask for the whole world. Please God, go and remove all this coronavirus. Let the whole world be happy. See, it's also very important. If I pray every day, let me be immune to the virus. I'm very good, I'm healthy. It's of no use to me. I can't go out and talk to anybody else. I can't visit my friends. So my joy is completely contained. Loka Prapti is not there. The COVID-19 gives you this knowledge that to enjoy your life, you need to have an ambience where everything can be enjoyed. So the prayer, therefore, is Nishkama prayer. Let that be freedom. But there are prayers which is nothing asked for. You just realize the blessing that you have. Rejoice the blessing. This is the most important point, because we never think about the blessing. We always look at the half empty. The whole universe is for you. Taittiriya Upanishad goes in paragraph after paragraph. You're sitting there somewhere in a little house in Harrow, in London, in UK. All this just dust particle in the whole universe. I've given you stars, billions of stars and galaxies up there to look at it. You see that flowers blossoming, birds flying. How does it happen? The banana comes out of it in a tree. No seed, completely you can eat. Every day when you eat banana, it is some tree somewhere, the earth is converted to food that we eat. All wonders. Don't you need to rejoice all these things? When you rejoice it, you see the creator, the maker is a blessing. So you start worshiping him. Pray his glory. Sing his glory. That's a beautiful way of prayers. Of course, Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Chatuvidha bhajante mam jana suktidono arjuna. In the second line, you see 4 things. Artho jignasu arthati jnanicha. Artho, one who is distressed, worried, go to God, makes prayer. Jignasu, like us, who wants to learn new knowledge, we have to go to God. How come God gives you the knowledge? God gives a guru to see knowledge. God directs you to some satsang. It's not possible for us to assemble together and learn together without the grace of God, without a prayer somewhere. Sometimes you might have asked me prayer, please give me the jnanam. Give me the jnana vairagya siddhyattam. You would have said somewhere without even knowing it. That's the third one is artharthi. Here, dharma artharthi. I need to do this, I need to help others, we need to run Radha Kalyana Utsavam, so I need to collect money, I need means, you go take action, God help me. This kind of a righteous artharthi we do. Last one, jnani. Jnani cha. So jnani also prays. That's why even the great scholars like Shankara, Vedic scholars, write sostras and pray, because you need to pray. So prayer is very important. So it has to be part of our lifespan. And the prayers have to come when you start the day and end the day. You have to encapsulate the whole thing by prayers. It's very important. The prayers can be also very profound. I just want to give you a couple of examples for it. What I mean profound? Okay, I go to God and say a slogan, and it asks me to say some mantras. And what does it mean? What is the profound thing in it? Can you simply say in my own words few things? Of course you can say in your own words. But saying the slogan, mantram, has got a value. Take a simple one. You all know this. Gajananam, Bodhakanadishevitam, Kabitta Jambu, Palasara Bakshitam, Mashudam, Shoka Vinashakaranam, Namami Vigneshara, Pada Pandicham. It's a prayer that we do when the child was 4 or 5 years old, 3 years old, you start teaching the child. It's quite easy, beautiful slogan, and to the beautiful God Ganesha. Gajananam, one who's like an elephant face. Bodhakanadishevitam, one who is worshipped by all the Bhutas. Umasudam, son of Uma. So all these are adjectives. So what's the point of saying all these adjectives about the God? Then there comes a word in between, Shoka Vinasha Karanam. When you are a child, Amma would have told you, Mom would have told you, say this slogan, Umachi will give you that toy that you want. So you will say it. It goes into your mind. You keep on saying it. You're doing a college days, you say that before you go to write the exams, because the slogan will give you good marks. When you're traveling, you say the slogan because you think you want to be very beautiful, peaceful travel. You think the slogan will give you that one. You haven't really understood the slogan, but you have a complete shraddha on it, but it will give you because everything's just a word, everything's just some meaning, somebody assigned it. The mantra doesn't come into the word just because this word is there. It comes from the intensity of purpose that you put into this. But when you start understanding Vedanta, when you start questioning things, the words reveal themselves. You become a seer, not a person just simply look. You seek. You don't see, you seek. Then this word, Shoka Vinasha Karanam. So this adjective is very different from all other adjectives of Vinayaka. What is he? He is the remover of grief, Shoka. You have been satsanga, somebody has told you about Shoka is samsara karana. That means Lord Ganesha has got a samsara nivarti. He is a liberator. Shoka gives you moha, delusion. Shoka comes because of raga dvesha. So if Shoka is gone, my raga dvesha is gone, my moha is gone. Oh, all this sounds like Vedanta. See, in a 3-year-old, we are given this Vedantic prayer. We didn't know it is Vedantic prayer. When you start questioning it, this questioning mind is what the benefit of coming to Vedantic class. Mukti, let it be there at the end of it. It may come, it may not come. But the very nature of our learning changes in life. See, I always insist my learning from my father, from my gurus, you apply to see whether it helps you in the Vartamana Kala. Today I should have benefit of it. When I finish this class, when I go out, I must be able to apply something to see a benefit. Otherwise, it's just pastime, is it not? This benefit here is asking, questioning, looking for things. Don't see and seek. One more simple one. Mudakaratta modakam, Shadavimukti sadakam, Kaladaravadamsakam, Vilasilogarakshakam, Anayakaika Nayakam, Vinashidevadektikam, Nadasubhashanasakam, Namamikam. Of course, it's Shankara's poem. So it goes with a majestic flow like Ganges. No question about this. You can write, you can talk about it for a day, this one. But I just wanted to see how, with the Vedantic perspective, you look at the slogan differently. You saw the Gajananam, Shoka Vinasha Karanam, you saw. Now, when you are in high school, you learn this Mudagaratta Modakam. How this elevates you differently. The general literal meaning is Mudakarata Modakam. The Modakam, the sweet is in your hand, O Ganesha, as if he doesn't know it. He already has it. But here the Modakam is that one that gives you the supreme bliss. That is Mukti, that's Amrita. He has got that Amrita in his hand. The liberating key is got in his hand. But he has covered it up. He has not revealed it. Why? Because it vimukti. Siddha vimukti. Sadhakam. Sadhakam means achievement, accomplishment. Vimukti, moksha. See, he's going to give you, have you accomplished this moksha? He's having in the left hand. The right hand has got the modakam to give that one. And for that you need, we know that from the first session, liberation comes from jnana. Nothing else will give you that liberation. You need to have the karma to purify the mind to be able to come to these classes like this, because unless you're done the righteous karma in this janma or before, we won't have this passion to come to this. That's why this kind of classes will be very small in strength. That should not bother us. It's very difficult to get this kind of a yearning. That knowledge is kala, kaladharan. The kala is 1/4 is shown, 3/4 is hidden. That's why it's called a Kasan moon. The Sri Vidya only reveals a little bit. Everything is inside. You need to go inside. Adhyatmika Vidya. Shiva is Purna Chandra when you do the Lagunyasam there. When you worship him as a Kaladhara. He's got what he has got. He had taken from father's head and have it in his hand. Jnanam he's got. And what does he do with this? Vilasi Loganakshana. So all those people, Vilasi is the one who are expounding this, who are seeking this, propagating this knowledge, the method of liberation. He has the protection for them. Because of that, see, one who is, if you are in a quicksand, you are in a mud is pulling you inside. If somebody needs to save you, he can't be inside the mud, he has to be outside. If somebody have to remove you from samsara, he should be a liberated one, like Arjuna finds in Krishna. So if I need to be myself, I need to be taught by someone who has control of themselves. Anayakaika. He has nothing to do for him. He's got an ankusham. Elephant is actually ruled by somebody else. The mouth will have this stick. No, not with Ganesh. He pushes him away and takes the ankusham in his hand. I am controlling myself. What does it mean? Atma Darshana, Atma Jnana. I wanted just to give an example. So, see, the prayers are important. So it doesn't mean that after Vedanta class, you will be ditching all this sloga, you will be all reading some suktams and, Upanishad verses. Of course you do. But all those verses are for knowledge. Upanishad is not for japam. We have to really cut into words and letters and but understand the grammar, why it is written that way, for the meaning of it. Whereas this slokam prarthana is for the Atma Darshana. So this is one of the benefits we get by going to Vedantic lessons, because it gives a different perspective to ordinary things of life. Because nothing is ordinary. When you look at it properly, it becomes extraordinary. That's why I think we always miss out. We want a magician, we want a guru to bring out something from the head. Because you want something we think extraordinary because it is amanushyan. No, breathing is extraordinary. How do you breathe? With 9, 10, 11 holes in your body, the air goes and comes out of it. How the thoughts come to you. How do you go to sleep? Who gets you up from the sleep? If you think of everything, the wonder is not anywhere else, it is within us. So the profound, so seeking the extraordinary nature of everything ordinary is the blessing in life. Then there won't be any complaint. So I want to stop in another maybe 10 minutes. I want to set up the scene so that we know. So the Vedantic prayers, and compared to the prayers of normal Laukika prayers, are slightly different. Obviously, in Vedanta, you are a jignasu, or if you are really, really developed, you become a mukshu. Mukshu means one who's seeking mukti. One who seeks jnana is jignasu. All those people, all the disciples, the learners like us, become once, at least when we qualify, become a jignasu, seeking the knowledge. Once we got the knowledge, we'll be still seeking, but seeking the mukti. Then become mumukshus. So the prayers, even the mumukshus have to sing, everybody have to do. It's called Shantipada. They are very specialized citations from the Vedas, from different parts of the Vedas. Some already residing as a Veda prayer itself, or it can be part of the Veda mantra. It can be a Brahmana, could be in a Taittiriya context, it could be somewhere else. Like the one that we did, Sakhana Vavadu, Sakhana Punaktu, Sakhavidyam, Karababhai. This is a Shantipada. Again, the Shantipada is on the three types. What are the three types? Asking for something, thanking for something, or just simply rejoicing it. Sakhana Vavadu, Sakhana Punaktu, Sakhavidyam, Karababhai. This is asking for something. For us and the Guru, let both of us be pushti, both of us be nourished, be clear in mind. And there are some which are absolutely astounding truth, like Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnas, Purnasya. But the Shantipada have to be, the etiquette of Vedantic learning is that the Shantipada, there are some prescribed ones. I think it's by, I think I remember, it's maybe by tradition. I don't think there's a vidhi, but the tradition, there's a selected Shantipada at the beginning and at the end. Generally the same, or sometimes it could be different. They are encapsulating it. See, the encapsulation is very important. You know, in the Gayatri Mantram, I shouldn't be reciting fully, but you all know that. You say the Jagrutis, Bhurdvasharaha, and Tasavadvarenyam. It goes there, Prachotiyat. But Shankara says, the proper way of saying it, you must say, start with the Om and end with the Om. Om, Bhurdvasharaha, Tasavadvarenyam, Go Devas Dimihi, Yo, Naha, Prachotiyat. Then you say Om. But we say the Om in the front, Vyagrutis, that's also fine. Some teachers teach you like that. Om, Om, then you say, you leave it there. But I remember my Vadyar very, very many years back when I was in school days, he told that you must say with Om and with Om. Because why? Because Om is the symbol, which we can discuss it in one of the Upanishads we learn. It contains all the letters. If you call Rama, about Rama, Krishna is Krishna, Shiva is Shiva. So the Nirguna Brahma of Rama and Shiva and Krishna, I give them a dish with a name called Rama or Krishna. I borrow the words, letters from this language called Sanskrit or Tamil or English. Rama is a Sanskrit word or a Tamil word. So when I say Rama, Rama's mind will come to your mind. Krishna will come to mind. But when you say Om, what comes to your mind? Like Om, the letter A is the beginning of Sanskrit alphabet. The Visargam Yam is supposed to be the terminating of it. Om therefore contains all the letters of all the languages. Om is not a Sanskrit word. Om is a shabdam by itself. It is universal. It's not any particular language. This scripture writing may be in a Sanskrit letters, doesn't make it a Sanskrit word. So therefore you say Om Parameshwaraya Namaha, Om Krishnaya Namaha. So I worship Krishna as a Swami in my contemplative mind as a Shaguna Brahman. I know Krishna is Parabrahman, is Nirgunan. Therefore, I put Om in front. That's the purpose of in mantras, we say the Om. Since everything Ishwaratmanam, the Ishvara is the, Karma Yoga, we said everything we do as a Ishwaratmanam. Therefore, we say Om in the mind. Om Tat Sat when you complete it. So the Shanti Pada is in the beginning of the Upanishad or the class, at the end of the class. Therefore, Shanti Pada is like a Om. You can also add Om to it. It becomes doubly Om, double Pranava. Om Asadoma Satyamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amridam Kamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is one Shanti part. It needs a complete session, so I would like to park it for the next class. But I want to set the context for it. This is the one that every day, every session when we finish, we recite it as well. Very simple meaning. You might have known the meaning already. Very simple. From the evil, or the evil take me to good, or darkness take me to light, to good, goodness, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. But now we are not an ordinary seeker. We are Vedantic seekers, aren't we? Even the Gajananam, we look for every individual words and meaning. So we have to spend quite a bit of time in doing this. But this is one of those Shanti Pada from Veda Mantra. But this comes from Brihadaranya Upanishad. Asatoma Satyamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amardam Gamaya. These three lines, without the Om Shanti, 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 these two are taken later, added together to make it as a Shanti Pada mantra. Otherwise, it's a mantra in the Brihadaranya Upanishad. It is in the Shukla Yajurveda. This Upanishad is one of the beautiful Upanishads, big Upanishad. It's got three important parts called Madhukanta, Munikanta, and Kilakanta. It comes in the Madhukanta as a mantra. This is also called Pavamana mantra. So many of you already may be knowing this. I just want to give you, before we go to the Vedantic thing, how long we have? I have 5 minutes. Okay. So the Pavamana is in the Rig Veda, in the 9th mandala, is called a Pavamana Shuktam. Pavamana Shuktam is a beautiful set of mantras which are recited to bring purification to a ceremony. It is always done in the Shraddha Kala. The Vadyas will do this. In the Rig Veda is very important. Rig Veda is the Pavamana Shuktam has to be recited on a Ekadashi day, and for Dwadasi day, there's something called a Pumana Shuktam. Around 65, 67, 68 suktas are there in Rig Veda, called Pavamana Shuktam. When the Rig Veda is full of mantras to recite and worship, Yajurveda is full of yajnas, where these mantras are applied with an oblation part of it. The Pavamana Sukta mantras are used in Yajurveda, and it is used in the yajnas. Can we take 8 to 10 minutes?
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Don't want to get to a logical stop. Otherwise, I can do it next week.
It's up to you.
Let's take 5 minutes and close it. So here what we are trying to see is that this mantra is used in the context of a yajna being performed. In the yajna, the priest, the main priest, will recite the mantras. The ajamana, who is the facilitator of the yajna, the benefactor of the yajna, would follow certain rules. At one particular stage of this yajna, we'll go in detail next session. With one particular session, the Yajamana will say this mantra. When the Ahuti, Arghya means, the word, the root of it means to worship, to plead, to ask, to worship. Archana, Arpana, the Ar. The Ka root is for pleasure. The Dhatu Ka is for pleasure, enjoyment. Arkyam is basically to give something seeking pleasure. So that time he does the Arkyam and say this mantra. So this is taken into this thing. So as we did for this in a simple way for the Ijananam Buddhana Shevitam, we will look at this mantra and we do some tattva vicharana on this. Because you see, we have to have the nirupanam that everything that we learn, everything that we do is actually taking us to the knowledge that we are actually seeking for. If somebody comes and tell you, okay, tomorrow you take this, so take Ajyam and Tilam and mix it and then do the Homa, it'll give you knowledge. You can't go and do it. Or somebody say you go there and do this 15 times, do Pradashanam and do this, you'll get this knowledge, you should not do it. You should ask why. How? What? So we have to do the puja vichara on this. So we will do that. So I would hope it, so it will set the scene. So my suggestion would be in the next session, we will take this Shanti Pada, we will go through in detail, and then that will complete the introductory part of the Vedanta Darshana entry. Then we will take Grantha after that, and then we will take it step by step. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you.
Om Nasato Ma Satgamaya
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya
Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya
Mrityorma Amrutangamaya
Amardam Gamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om
Shanti Shanti Shanti.